this is Stephanie Anderson here for Teaching Topic Tuesday. I get asked all the time, how much does it actually cost to have a horse? So we're going to go over that. So first and foremost, you have to have somewhere to keep them. If you're fortunate enough to have a place at your own property, that is a little bit less expensive. Otherwise, you're going to have to board them at a facility. Board can run anywhere from $125 a month for self-care and a pen and a run, with a shelter, to $1,200 a month with a nice stall, indoor arena, and all the amenities. Okay, they've got to eat. The main diet of a horse should be a forage. If you're fortunate enough to have green pasture that they can graze, that's going to be less expensive. However, in most cases, you're going to feed hay. And even if they can graze, you're still going to need to feed hay in the winter, especially when it snows. Hay is a product that the price is factored off of a lot of other things, like the price of fuel, what's going on in the trading market, prices of fertilizer. Can we get fertilizer? Is it a drought year? Is it a wet year? So I've seen hay in my life anywhere from $5 a bale to upwards of $18 a bale. Average size quarter horse that's in basic work will eat about a third of a small bale of hay if that bale weighs around 65 to 75 pounds. So you want to figure 125 to 130 bales for one horse for a year. The next thing is, if they're working, hay is not enough nutrition. You need to supplement that with some grain. Grain can be made out of all different kinds of things. Wheat, oats, barley, sunflower, may have some like joint supplement added to it or something like that. Alfalfa is always a good ingredient in grain. You're going to want to find what grain matches what season of life your horse is in and what kind of workload they have. So grain can run you anywhere from $12 to $38 a bag for a 50-pound bag. And then you want to follow the feeding instructions. Some of them, it's just more of like a little supplement. It's like a half a scoop, a quarter of a scoop, to upwards of like 10 pounds a day for more of like a complete feed. Next, we're gonna have to take care of those hooves. The person that does that is called a farrier. Sometimes you'll hear the term horseshoer. Both mean the same thing. They take care of your horse's hooves. Usually an active horse that is worked regularly needs their hooves done every 6 to 8 weeks. Every horse is different. Some horses need shoes on all fours, some just need shoes on the front, some can get away with going barefoot. And obviously, the more things the farrier does, the more expensive it costs. Across the country right now, you can find farrier service for a set of 4 shoes anywhere from $95 for a set to upwards of $165 a set. That kind of depends on where you are in the country, but that's a big expense, and that's something that you really, really shouldn't let go or try to be cheap about. In addition to being healthy, we need to vaccinate our horses every year. A lot of times we vaccinate for equine flu, rhinovirus, sleeping sickness, tetanus, West Nile, and rabies. You want to check with like your extension agent or your local vet to find out exactly what all you need to vaccinate for. Here in Pueblo West, where we are, the bunnies and the prairie dogs carry rabies, and my horses have a little bunny friend that comes and cleans up their droppings in the morning. So just that presence puts my horses at risk. So I make sure that I vaccinate for rabies. Now, this is something that if you're comfortable and educated, you could do yourself, or you want to get with your vet and make an appointment. This can run you anywhere between $65 to $200, and this has to be done every year. Next is equine chiropractic. So there's a lot of cowboys out there that are like, oh, you don't need to adjust your horse. And I used to be one of them. I have since learned a lot. I am very fortunate to have an amazing chiropractor that I learn something from her every time she comes. My horses are on a average maintenance schedule with her. I'm at the point where I can kind of feel it under me when I ride if they need adjusted. So we get adjusted about once every 6 months. And then once a year, your horses need their teeth floated. And that's where an equine dentist literally comes in and grinds off all the sharp points, checks their angles, makes sure everything's working good inside the mouth. Chiropractor is going to run you about $125 a visit. Equine dentist is around $100 a visit. Some are a little higher, some are a little less. And their prices, they're traveling folks, so their prices may factor on what fuel prices are doing and other things like that. Last but not least, you should have a pickup and a trailer. Horses rely on us for their well-being, and if there's an emergency or a wildfire or your horse needs some immediate attention, you are responsible to get them to the help they need. In addition to that, insurance on that truck and trailer, insurance on the horses if you've got really nice horses, water. An average horse drinks between 5 and 10 gallons of water a day. And if you have to pay for water, that can get expensive. And of course, you've got tack. So all those things factor into what it costs to have a horse. I always tell people it's not a hobby. It's not something you do for fun. It's a lifestyle. They need fed on Christmas morning just like we eat breakfast and everything else. So Teaching Topic Tuesday, having horses isn't cheap.